I was at the Indian School of Business some couple of decades ago. I was sitting in the audience happily, and the discussion was on corporate governance. And somebody actually asked the question, when there is no governance in the country, why do you need corporate governance? which is exactly what you're saying. But if you waited for government to set the example, we won't get started. I'll give you an example. Forget what is done in the political space and all of that. I don't understand politics. I've served for more than 40 years in the government system without being identified with any political party. So I've survived. I might not have prospered, but that's all right. I'm not complaining, right? So I think the real issue is if you look at the public sector. I'll give you two examples. When SEBI prescribed, and it was during my time, that you needed to have independent directors in listed entities, the public sector persons said, no, we can't do this. They made representations to me saying that we must either be exempted from this or we should be given a long extension of time. So I said, no extension, no exemption, you comply. They started telling me, look, we don't appoint directors. We have to go to the minister. Minister takes his own time. I said, I don't regulate ministers, I'm regulating your company, I will fine you. Then you go and tell your minister you got fined because decision didn't get taken. So we issued notices to the top 5 public sector by market cap. The second thing is that you said you needed to have a woman independent director. The last set of people that complied very reluctantly were the public sector undertakings. So you have the government making the law. The government is a major shareholder in these entities, and nobody asks any questions about why the government's instructions converted into law are not being followed by these people.
You got to build a culture, and the culture is based upon your value system. And if your value system is very good, the culture will be built. You need to have an open, transparent, collegial culture in every enterprise. Open to have a free flow of information all across, so there are no barriers for most items, so that people can talk to each other, people can listen to each other, silos are not there for information. Second, it has got to be transparent so that the same information goes to all stakeholders in the right manner and is available to everybody. And the third is collegial, because all of you believe that you're part of the same team and there's no fear. All of us suffer from fear of the hierarchy. And the fear is reinforced by authority. So you've got to create that culture, and that culture can be created at the tone of the top. The tone at the top is extremely important. So it casts an unnecessarily high burden on the founders who are inadequate for the purpose because they don't know what the tone at the top is. The tone at the top becomes evident as to take greater responsibility. I hope Siddarth doesn't bash me about age and all that. But the tone at the top is important. And the tone at the top requires you to lead by example. Leadership by example. Like Mr. Damodaran said, if the top man is very clear, the top team is very clear, it works. And for that, what I would advise all founders is, when you start a company, write down a value document, what is it you believe in?